Right? Okay. Now, before I go any further, I think it's a very fortunate thing for you people to be here because I have my nephew who is a specialist from Sydney. He has more than 30 years experience in treating people in all kinds of things, especially beauty. He is very good in Botox injection and lifting of the face, things like that, how to slim down. And you're very fortunate enough to have him here to stay with me, so I asked him to come and talk on I am laser and how it really works and could help you in your life. Okay, shall we welcome my nephew, Dr. Sim from Sydney. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I feel it's a privilege for my uncle to ask me to speak a few words. I must say that when I first arrived here, which is about just over a week ago, and I heard him talking about the device, I just did not show any interest because I never interested in this. He always been very active in direct selling, which I try to keep a distance, and he never spoke a word to me about direct selling. Now, but after overheard him many times, he spoke to people, I started to tell myself maybe it's something interesting. Now, two things I must say is that the device, the technology, everything seems to be very clean, and the use of laser, cold laser, together with technique of acupuncture that caught my attention. Because cold laser, as you know, it's proven to be very helpful because, as we mentioned earlier, has over 60, 70 years history, but it doesn't involve consuming of medication. And another thing is, I am laser because it incorporates that with the principle of acupuncture. Now, Western medicine is about maybe 2,000-3,000 years old, the history, whereas traditional Chinese medicine is about 5,000 years old. And the combination of the two, I think that's what draw the key attention, and plus the use of the third arm, the magnetic treatment, that further enhanced the effectiveness. Let's put everything aside and think about the human cells. In fact, the cells of anything. Every single cell in the body requires two things: nutrients and waste disposal. Agree? Every single cell in the body needs nutrient and production of waste disposal. How does the body achieve that? Very clever. Through blood supply. Blood supply is the currency that reach any part of the body, would deliver nutrients and take away the waste at the same time. Now, I have the privilege of going through Chinese school and exposed to Chinese culture influence. In Chinese culture influence, the practice of Qigong, Neigong, and Tai Chi, or even like yoga as Indian, what's the purpose of that? We all believe that they help the health, but how? Including exercise. How does exercise help someone? We know that people run marathon will drop dead. Weightlifters will drop dead. Some big like gorillas still drop dead. But people say exercise helps. How? You heard my talk before. Not allowed. Yes, that's right. Circulation. After doing exercise, everyone would experience this. Need to go to toilet. Need to get rid of our waste. Because when you do exercise, circulation runs a lot, the muscle pumps, and we need to filter our blood through liver, through kidneys, and that's what? Yeah, circulation. And the way to do that is the kidneys and the body feels that we go to toilet. So number one and number two, after exercise. That's what helps the body. Now, just now was shown on the slide the age of 120 years old. Right? No, that's okay. Age of 120 years old, that's the potential. In fact, I think it's 150 years old, the potential. What happened is, until the age of 5, all of us, if we had a fall, 2 days later, we don't see the scars anymore. Our skin, we all experience that. After 2 days, we don't see the wound. Why? Because our genetics, the human genetics, is fantastic. Guess what? Each and every one of you still have the same genes. Each and every one of you still have the same genes. So directly, we can all heal like when we were 5 years old. And we can. We can. What we saw just now on the slide about the pictures, the progression of that, I call that the pictures of accelerated aging. By nature, we should be able to live until 120, 150, no problems. Personally, I believe. But we have been aging at an accelerated rate. So it's not that we change our genes and we grow until we can live older. No, but we are not aging as much, as fast, because we cut back all the bad habits. We enhance the body to heal itself. Simply as that. What do I mean by that? Cooking, the same thing. A lot of people cook at home. If you turn up the heat, either electricity or gas, it cooks very quickly until it burns. That's aging. Aging and cooking, the same thing. Reduction, oxidation. That's what it is, reduction, oxidation. And that's why ADP is so important. When ADP comes in, we enhance the technology using ion laser and acupuncture, as pointed out before. I won't dwell on that. But the combination of the two creates the magic of the body. Help it to release the magic. What it does is, it opens up the blood vessels. Number one. Number two, it helps to separate the cells, as you saw just now. Separate the cells. Imagine, the cells, if they're stuck together, you reduce the exposure of the surface in between the cells, the red cells. If stuck 50 together, you remove the surface area of 50 cells stuck together. So it's like reduced by half, right? And imagine, reduction of blood volume by 50%. That's actually the effect of it. How does red cell work? Red cell needs to work by exposing its surface membrane to the blood so that it can release the nutrient, absorb the toxin. By combining the cells together, it effectively reduces surface area. That is the significance of blood viscosity, sticking cells together. So because of that, by reducing the viscosity, we enhance the surface area of cells. And suddenly, like many workers, you double the workers in a factory. What will you do? Helps to clean up the factory, production, improvement. And the effect of that is, helps the body to heal itself. And that's why it's possible to grow younger. Growing younger. Music to the ears to many ladies here. It's possible. Just imagine, if you've been accelerated, you've been aging at a rate accelerated by 50% of what it should be. Now, what if we reduce the number to 20%, to 10%? Music to the ears of many people. Yes, it's possible to achieve that. And by using that, then the body can still produce a lot of nutrients, including hormones. We're still producing human growth hormone in the body that enhance all cells to heal. We don't need to understand a lot. We just need, every cell in the body needs nutrients and waste disposal. And ion laser does exactly that. It enhances the body to achieve that by opening up the blood vessels, by tapping into the meridians. What it does is by inserting a key into a lock, which is a meridian of low electrical resistance, and turn on the meridians. That enhance the body to send messages to the cells of the body to open up all the blood vessels of the body. And then you deliver the blood. But how does it make the blood thin? By reducing viscosity. Because it increases blood flow to the kidneys, to the liver. Every 3 minutes it goes through the nose. As you can see here. The reason is blood vessels very thin to very superficial, and that's why it can get the effect a lot better. We know the penetration of iron laser is 5 to 6 centimeters. So by doing so, it has good penetration and it allows the body to filter the blood much more effectively and getting rid of the waste. And by doing so, it reduces the blood viscosity. And then the rest, the body just does the magic. That's why it heals so many illnesses. How does it explain? It's no magic, it's common sense. Just imagine, if you have a piece of land, you take away all the weed, you just put in good seeds, it will grow. You don't have to do magic. Nature will do the magic, but grow the plants for you. On the other hand, if you have a good piece of land, but you don't look after it, you don't water very well, and some parts you don't do weeding, what will happen? The good seeds will die, and the weeds will come in. It will grow, and grow, and grow. A fertile land can become unfertile. And then with age, the land will die. So the option is, what should we do? Invest in the health of the body by looking after the body, respect the body. So I explained to you the possible mechanism, how this would work, and I'll pass this back to my uncle.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lim. Yeah, we appreciate your sharing with us your knowledge. In fact, I meant to ask you all to open your Vantros Excellence, which I put all of you there. You can see the blood of friends who have done the blood test just now. Can you please open your phone and see the Vantros Excellence? There are a few photographs about the blood that has been shown on the screen when Alan was doing. In fact, the first image is about a young guy who was in Sungai Petani at that time. He did this blood test and I was just sitting next to him. And I look at it and says, hey, my friend, you better be careful, man. You're heading for a stroke or heart attack. And the guy looks about 30 years old. And he turns to me and says, Uncle, of course I look like Uncle. Uncle, I'm actually a heart attack patient. Straight off from his mouth. From the blood you can identify whether you are in good position to be a healthy guy or you are a potential heart attack stroke patient. Simple as that. After using the device for half an hour, you look at the second image. That's what happened to his blood. When you have in the phone, you can see. That's exactly what happened. Just half an hour, all the blood cells that crumbled together has opened up one by one, and all carrying oxygen. So it's a fantastic change from what he was and what he is after half an hour. And he did bought 1 unit straight away. Yeah, straight away he bought 1 unit because it's proven to him. I'm not there to come and con him or lure him to buy. No, he saw it for himself and his straight body. You see? And the other guy, in fact, there's another one image. They're talking about the other images is about the movements of cells after he used for half an hour. The viscosity has gone down, so the surface tension of the blood, red blood cells has increased tremendously. So you can see the blood flowing very fast. So the blood is thinned down. Once the blood is thinned down, you risk less risk of stroke and heart attack. And the nutrients to the cells and the organs will improve tremendously. Because our body, blood goes everywhere except the head. Except the head, okay? There's no blood in the head. But the rest of the body, it goes to you. Your eyes, your kidney, your liver, your lungs, your brain, everything. Why you get arthritis? Why you get numbness in the body? Why you get a shoulder pain? Why you get a frozen shoulder? It's all because all these blood are not going to that area. You get ischemic problem, so the pain comes. So this is where we revise all these problems in the body with this circulation of the blood. Now, I think it's enough for me to go through that. And let's give a hand, please. Applause to you. Thank you.
If I could elaborate a little bit on that, in fact, it was I spoke to my uncle about putting those videos on to share with you. The first video showed the blood clump together, high viscosity. So red cell clump together, and half an hour, it shows that the red cells disperse, moving. But what's more interesting is, even after removal of the device, 1 hour later, the cells moving even much better, moving freely. They're not stuck together. I was there and I witnessed that, and I said to my uncle, "Oh gosh, you know what you're looking at? This is something amazing. Imagine, not only you separate cells, you reduce the blood viscosity. It's the sticky blood that blocks up the artery of the heart that causes heart attack and sudden death, and it's the same thing that blocks up the arteries of the brain, causing stroke and sudden death. Now, not only you're likely to help patients with the condition because you can deliver blood to those areas, you can potentially prevent this from happening. Prevent this from happening. That is really amazing. That's why people have their heart attack, all of them. You know that doctor advised to take blood thinner, aspirin or warfarin or what. But this is proven. In half an hour, I saw it myself with my eyes. So it's difficult for me to ignore. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's proven. It's not hearsay, it's not like you say, I say, that's not important. It is proven just now for you to see for yourself. That's why we purposely have the blood test before you started this session. Then half an hour after, you can test again to see the difference for yourself. So you can see that we are not here to do magic show. This is actual proof that it actually happened with IM laser. So if you really want to take care of your health, please buy 1 unit and start it off today. So you'll be in healthy condition for the rest of your life. Of course, we cannot promise you that you will not have a heart attack or a stroke, but the chances of getting it is very much reduced. That's what I can tell you for sure. Now, apart from all this goodness of the device, how it works, and